Hello, my name is Jody, and in this video we are going to be going through an aerial ab workout. First of all, at the beginning of this video, I am going to go through all of the exercises in detail and how they should be done so they are done properly and you are getting the most out of this workout. If you have already been through all of this, you know how these exercises work, feel free to skip ahead. Let's get started. First, you are going to see some dead bug variations. We are going to be laying on our back, legs up, they are bent. Our low back is always pressed against the floor, and our hands can be to our side. For this one, we're gonna hold it. I want you to bring your knees further away from your chest until you can feel the burn. You're gonna hold. The next one is dead bugs. So arms come up. You're gonna take your opposite leg and arm out, keeping that low back on the floor. Bring it back in and switch. Another exercise you're gonna see in this video is banana muffins. So we're gonna start on your back. You're gonna lift your chest up and your knees, give them a hug, come back down. So you're gonna see the banana muffin variation, and then we're gonna make it a little bit harder with the snaps. Same thing, legs straight. The other variation you're gonna see of this is straddle V snap. So we're now going to open our legs and touch our hands in the middle. All right, up next is a V-snap hold. So we're gonna balance on our sit bones here. You're gonna straighten your legs and hold. If this is challenging, bend your legs. Now we will come back down onto our back, legs up, arms up, and we're going to lift our shoulders up and down, trying to touch our fingers to the ceiling, not our toes. We are lifting up for this one. We are also going to be doing single leg V-snaps. So that is when you are bringing one leg up and lifting your chest. Again, to make it easier, bent legs. For these straddle leg lifts, we are going to keep our hands by our side, but if this is quite challenging to lift your bum up off the floor, try grabbing underneath of your couch or something firm to hold on to. That's going to really help lift your bum off the floor. We're going to start with our legs down, straddle, lift up, push your hands into the floor to lift your bum up. You're going to pike at the top over your head. Now we're going to lower down, compress. Vertebrae by vertebrae, straddle, and you bring your legs together, not all the way down, only until you can feel your low back coming off the floor. So again, in this exercise, we are keeping our low back to the floor. Once you're here, you're going to straddle again, push, legs together, compress your legs into your chest, slowly lower, and together. Now what if it hurts your hips? If it hurts your hips going up, you're going to pike and straddle down. If it hurts your hips coming down, you're going to straddle up and pike down. Okay, so boat hold. Hands up is harder. If our hands are down, it's going to make it easier. We're going to lift our shoulders off the floor. We're going to lift our feet off the floor and hold it. And that one is called a boat hold. Next up, we have plank. I feel like most of you know plank. So we have our typical plank pose. Make sure your bum's not too high. And then we're gonna hover our knees. So we're gonna start on our knees, tuck our toes under. We're gonna lift our knees off the floor just a little bit. And we're gonna make sure we're not arching. We are tucking that core in and we're gonna hold it. Now we have starfish. Back on our back, legs apart, arms wide open, so we're creating a star shape. You're gonna lift one hand up and the opposite leg, meet in the middle. Now, one hand is on the floor. This hand is helping me lift my chest up. That is okay. We have log rolls in this. We start on the end of our mat. We're gonna start in our boat hold, just like I showed you. Arms are gonna be up this time, rolling over onto our stomach. One more time onto our back, and then switching. The goal for a log roll is to keep your arms, shoulder, and feet off the floor the whole time. It is tricky. So if you need to, you can put your hands on the floor to help you. If that's going to hurt your hips too much from rolling on the ground, we can just do an extra boat hold. If you want an extra challenge, you could do Russian twist. Something to make up for not doing our log rolls. And lastly, which I didn't mention with our plank, we are going to be doing side plank. On your hands or on your forearms, legs apart for better balance. Only on your forearms if you are having wrist problems. I would prefer you do it on your hands to get more muscles involved. Let's get started with our workout. Starting on your back, legs up, hands up, knees away from the chest a little bit, and hold. Keep your low back on the floor. Breathe. If your low back is lifting up off the floor, bring your knees in a little bit closer. To make this more challenging, keep your legs straight and lower your legs. Keep pushing your back down. You are halfway done. Keep going. Recheck with that low back. Three, two, one. Relax. Moving on, we are staying on our back and we are going to do banana muffins. Ready and go. 30 seconds. Nice tight squeeze at the top. I challenge you to point your toes. And you're done. Next up, we're going to lay on our back, legs up, arms up, and you're going to reach for the ceiling. Go ahead. These are little crunches. Our shoulders are barely coming off the floor here. Ten seconds left. And relax. Up next, we are going to lay on our back and do the dead bugs. Opposite hand, opposite leg reaches, keeping that low back on the floor. Remember to breathe. We're doing this for 1 minute. Remember, this is a slow motion. We are not going fast. We are taking our time, keeping that low back glued to the floor. You're over halfway done. And relax. Next up is leg lifts. Ready and go. Again, keeping that low back to the floor. Your legs will probably not go all the way down. Mine are only going 45 degrees. As long as your low back's on the floor, you should feel this working. Almost done. And relax. Next up, we have single leg V-snap, arms up, and we're going to bring one leg up and our chest. Let's go. Halfway done, keep going. Relax. We have our straddle roll-ups next. And go. Remember to compress your legs into your chest as you roll back down. If one way hurts to straddle, you're just going to pike. Keep your legs together. If your hips are okay, you're going to straddle both ways. As you come down, your low back stays on the floor. You're halfway done. I challenge you to point your toes. And done. Next up, we have boat hold. This is where we keep our shoulders and legs lifted off the floor. Go ahead. If you need more of a challenge, bring your hands above your head. If you want to make it easier, bend your legs. Halfway done. Breathe. You've got this. Whew, you're done. Good job. Next up, we have straddle V-snaps. We're going to open our legs and bring our hands in between. Awesome job. Moving on to plank. When you're ready, we're going to flip over. 3, 2, 1, and go. Holding it for 30 seconds, checking in on your hips. Making sure they're not too high or too low. You're over halfway done. Now we're going to hover our knees. So coming down on our knees, curling our toes underneath, making sure our back's not arching, and lifting our knees a little bit off the floor. Hold it. Good job. Moving on to side plank. Preferably on your hand, but again, if it hurts your wrist, come down on your forearms. Don't let your hips sink too low. The wider your feet are, the easier it is to balance. Your top hand should not be reaching to the floor. Your chest should be facing to the side, hands on your hip. Almost done. Good job. Let's switch to the other side. Ready, and go. Again, keeping that top hand on your hip. Don't reach for the floor. Legs apart. Hips are not sinking down. You're almost done. Good job. Next up is starfish. Laying down on your back, legs open, arms wide, opposite leg lifts and hand touches. Using your other hand on the floor to help lift your chest up. Making sure you are twisting your core to get those muscles. Almost done. Relax. Good job. And finally, we have log rolls. Starting at the end of your mat, we're going to go into our boat hold, arms up, and roll. We're only doing this for 30 seconds. You've got it. To make it easier, put your hands on the floor for help. Halfway done. And relax, you did it. Yay! Thank you so much for joining me in this 10-minute aerial ab workout. I hope that you felt the burn, and I hope that you take away some of these exercises to help you improve and reach your goals in the air. If you like this video and you want to see more, please like, subscribe, hit the notification button. Also, I have tons of more videos in my Patreon. You can subscribe to at home only workout and flexibility program, or you can subscribe to my aerial silk tutorials where I have over 100 videos there. Or your other option is doing both, of course.